weirdo. I love that. I love that. Me and Pyrex together, watch two words collide. Me and Jackie pulled out the sweets and we got hella whores inside. Whoa, I'm the shit, bitch, y'all jokes aside. I'm the shit, bitch, y'all jokes aside. Me and Pyrex together, watch two words collide. Me and Jackie pulled out the sweets and we got hella whores inside. Whoa, I'm the shit, bitch, y'all jokes aside. I'm the shit, bitch, y'all jokes aside. I'm the shit, need a nigga.
Yes. We are back. What's up, Ray?
Hey.
With the little 15-year-old face. That shit sounded mad perverse.
It did on the low, but I'm 35, soon to be 36. Oh my God, my birthday's next Saturday.
Is it really?
That's crazy.
You're gonna be 36?
I am. That's wild to me.
You know what? I say this all the time. Something about us 80s and 90s babies. No, you're 80.
88.
All right, so you're 80 baby. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're the same age as my ex. We're aging better than everybody.
Yeah.
We're aging better than everybody. Like I'm not offended when I even though I think it's a little OD to ID me, but they don't ID me because I don't look 21. They ID me because I look under 40. Because that's the new thing.
That is, somebody did say that at Debonair. We went to lunch at Debonair the other day and they said that.
That's what she said. She's like, well, you definitely look over 21, but she's like, I would have never think you're. I'm like, I'm over 40. I'm damn near 70s,
and
baby.
Them little jits at the gas station. The little boys, they be like, oh my God, you're like a cougar. I be like, like, oh my God, you're so fine. I be like,
you are cougar age.
I would never.
Does cougars have to have kids in order to be a cougar?
I don't think so. I think cougars just have to be over a certain age.
Okay, no. You're right. Cougars don't. MILFs have to have kids.
Because their moms you like.
I'm a GILF.
How you like? A DILF?
Granddad.
A grand. Oh, you are a granddad.
I'm a granddad.
That is wild.
That shit is fire. That shit is fire.
Like, to know that my peers are like, because you are still older than me, but still it's like.
We're peers, for sure.
Yeah. I'm like, because it ain't like you
I'm not 10 years older than you.
Exactly. It's like to know when they're like grandparents, or even sometimes it feels weird that my like friends that are my age and even younger.
Right.
I'm probably. I think Jazz is the oldest of all us, but she got me by like 3 months. But all of my friends are younger than me and they all got kids. I'm the only one that ain't got no damn kids.
That's soon to come.
I'm like, bro, by the time I have kids, I ain't gonna have no babysitters.
You don't want to be. You know what's worse than being an old dad?
The old mom.
The old mom. You know what's crazy? I started like Kayla is 25. She's gonna be 26, but Cairo is 6.
That's wild.
Right. So look. So when I remember at Kayla's high school graduation, she's 25 now. So I was. 30. She's 25. 7 years ago. I was 36 at her high school graduation.
Damn. So you were my age.
And the beard was smaller. I was a little smaller. And I'm there, and all of the people who there, like her friends and the other parents, they think I'm like her big brother. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that's my dad. And her friend's like, yo, tell your dad I said, what's up?
I said, hi.
Even Roby's friends be like, "Yo, what's good with your dad?" But I'm like, "Damn!" And I'm watching her classmates' parents, and they was old as shit. And I'm like, "Yes, I escaped being the old nigga." I don't want to be the old nigga at the graduation. Now, I might be the old nigga at the graduation.
You definitely gonna be the old nigga at Cairo's graduation.
22.
For sure.
22. Wait.
But I feel like by that time. Because even I notice, like, right now in our generation, especially women, when we see older men, like in their 60s, and they look good, and they got the salt and pepper, it's like, oh, so it'll still be a good
like, you
look.
know what's a good example of that? You see how Ronald Isley look now?
Yeah.
The gray beard, like, that shit fire. I'm like, yeah, I can look forward to that.
Even the women, like, I can't, do not pluck my gray hairs, baby. I can't wait I hope I have a silver head.
Do you have some?
I have a few, but they not, like, it's probably like 3.
You know what's crazy? Like, mines are inside my beard. And I said, like, if my grays start popping out and getting, like, really, like.
Don't dye it.
No, I'm gonna dye the whole thing white.
Oh, yeah. I would do. But when people be trying to hide their grades, I be like, just let it do its thing, bro. I can't wait.
I want to go straight Silver Fox. I don't want to. I think that Silver Fox shit. You ever see the Silver Fox dudes? It's like a group of them, older dudes, and they get really dressed. I'm like, once I go Silver Fox, I'm not even wearing jeans anymore. I'm turtlenecks and blazers
and slacks.
I'm going full. I'm gonna be in here with the headphones with the big fucking Godfather hat on. Definitely, yo.
Period.
But let's get into the show. Welcome back to episode 226 of the All Jokes Aside podcast. I'm your host, Will Mills, aka King Dirtbag. And joining me today, of course, is my beautiful co-host, Ray, a.k.a. Honey J, a.k.a. Young Dimples, a.k.a. Young Adolescent Face, a.k.a. Young Prepubescent, a.k.a. New Pop-Up Bobo Chicken Sandwich, only for a limited time now. Bye-bye.
Yo, isn't it crazy how like a hairstyle can make you look older or younger?
Because you know what? Because you're giving all face today.
Yeah.
Like you're really showing like your whole face.
Yeah.
And shows.
I got a nice face.
Yeah, you got a good face. You know, I know about your face today though. You got a very small face. Like you got too much head. And your face is like right in the middle. It's like right in the middle of your face. That shit is crazy. It look like like Humpty Dumpty, like.
Oh my! Why did I feel like I knew you was gonna say Humpty Dumpty?
Because his face.
Because it is right in the middle.
You know what my brother tells me? My brother tells me that I have too much face and my head is too small. Because my eyebrows, he says, he's like, yo, if you got fake hair, they wouldn't even know where to start the hairline. And listen, y'all, Kev Dean is out today. You know, he's experiencing some things, but he's fine. He's okay. He's alive and well, and he'll be back with us next week. Let me tell you something. And shout out to Katia, who was here last week. I would have had another dude step in for Kev today, but, you know, he gave us a last-minute thing. I did have some smoke for Kev, too, but we made up. I called Ray last week, and I was pissed. I need Ray to talk me off a ledge because I went off on you, Kev. I was so mad. But Kev is a good person, and he called me, and we squashed it, and it was a little more than what I thought it was. So it was some things that's underlined that I didn't see. He did some sucker shit, some unsolid shit, and I called him out about it. And he's a good dude. He it was in. I like that when it's important for somebody to make sure there's no smoke.
Yes.
Even if it's not that big of a deal. I like that he called me. He didn't say, yo, what's good? No, he called my phone like, yo, bro, what's up? But what did I do? He wanted to know what he did. Yeah. Because he was unaware of it. And then when we cleared it up, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that happened. Now what you did actually makes sense. But yeah.
Communication is important.
Yeah, I'm put him on blast, though. So I did the party, and I hosted it. And it was a Halloween party. And Kev had this shorty in there. One of the biggest girls I've ever seen in my life.
Shut up.
She was a big bitch. And I don't have a problem with big women. I just got a problem with big women in my section. That sounds crazy. Like, all right.
That sounds biggest.
Put it like this, right? So if you got the section, right, you're being paid to be in the section, you want the baddies in there. You know what I mean? And she was very pretty. But not only was she a big girl, she had a Dallas Cowboys cheerleading costume on. And I'm a Giants fan. And she was doing a little too much. She was standing on the couch, drinking the liquor. She was enjoying herself. And I can tell Kev's energy was off because of it. And that's not to say he don't want it. It's like, oh, God, you're doing a little too much. And then as we're sitting there.
I ate before I came. I just wanted to make sure
I had
nothing in my teeth.
What you ate?
What even did I eat? Oh, noodles and coke.
Oh, noodles and coke. You love that fucking place.
It's just, it was the quickest thing that was going to get to me when I was starving from Uber Eats. Okay, sorry.
And look, and then as we're sitting there, it's me, Kevin, Shorty, a fucking squadron of fucking baddies walked in. And they got to the table right next to us. And I'm like, bro, we looking very what's going on? But the night ended good. Shorty was a good time. She was fun. But that was Kev's doing. It wasn't mine. And we had fun, you know. So salute to him. And we could touch on what happened that night because we're located in Orlando, Florida, and what happened that night was nasty work, man.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Sure.
Like, we were indoors, we were inside, so of course we didn't know what was going on. So my boy, who shout out to my boy Hayes, he came through. He's like, "Yo, bro, don't go outside yet. It's wilding." And there was so much speculation. They're like, "Yo, 4 people got shot, 5 people got shot, 4 people dead." We didn't know what the numbers was, but we just knew a bunch of people got shot. And I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" And they were saying like some people got shot on one block, and then another group of people got shot on another block, not even knowing that this is all one shooter.
Yeah.
So then the next day we found out, rest in peace, 2 people died, and I think 7 got shot. I believe that's what
it was like 8 shot total.
And then maybe 2 died.
Yeah.
So some kid, 17-year-old kid, is outside downtown Orlando, just started randomly shooting people on some dumb crash out shit, yo. And we're here now after the election. Red wins, all right? So congratulations, President Trump. You're back. The boss is back. He's back in town. He's our new president again. And how do you feel about that, Ray?
I feel like our rights are being infringed upon.
Don't do that. So look, the reason why I tied the two together is because I see so many people that's so upset about the turnout of this election, as if we're on the brink of civil war, shit is over with, we about to be doomed. And I'm like, 2016 to 2020, while Trump was office, was some of the best years of my life. Financially, stability, economically, it was some of the best years of my life that I've experienced under that administration. And racism was at the bottom of the list. I worry more about that shit. Them little niggas.
Oh,
I've never worried about. I've never
outers.
worried about a group of white men with tiki torches coming to bother me. And I live in Seminole County. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. I swear to God, there's like 0 police presence over there. Like, there's no cops over there. They don't need it. Yeah. My neighborhood is one of the safest neighborhoods in America. All my neighbors are white, and I don't. And I like to clean that up by saying, because black people be thinking like, "Oh, you're a sellout." It's like, bro, I grew up in the hood, my nigga. Like, I didn't want to move into a predominantly white neighborhood. I was looking for a house in a safe neighborhood that just so happened to be
my
in the white.
Criteria. It just is what it is.
So it's not me picking to be in this neighborhood, because if you show me some predominantly black middle class neighborhoods, I might move there. But unfortunately, there's not many.
Not out here.
Right. And if they are black, like even if you go to New York, like a lot of them areas, they're not American. They're from the islands, so they got a different set of values. Or, you can find plenty of upscale black neighborhoods in Atlanta.
Because even Lake Nona, it's not a lot of black. I don't really see, it's diverse, but I don't feel like I really see a lot of black people in Lake Nona. I see a lot of Hispanics or Latinos.
Asian.
Yep, and or
Middle
Eastern for sure. And it's probably because it's also a medical city.
Right.
So, but I feel very safe in my neighborhood too. I think that generally speaking, election-wise, there's always fear-mongering.
Always.
And I do feel like it has been set up, and be it the media, be it the citizens, whatever, definitely set it up to definitely be a black versus white thing. But they do that every election. And I feel like when the outcome isn't what people want it to be, everybody be crashing out as if y'all don't know that this shit happens every time somebody's elected.
Right.
Like, why is anybody surprised?
Right. And here's the thing, though. You've known me for a long time. Haven't I always proclaimed to be a Republican? It's not a secret. I've always said I'm a Republican, right? But I'm not a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
There's a difference, right? When you're a Trump supporter, you're worshiping a person.
Right.
I'm a fan of the party because of what the Democrats represent, right? So I know the Democrats do a hell of a job pandering to black people, and to me that's offensive, right? I don't need Cardi B up there giving speeches of teleprompters where she can't read, or Meg Thee Stallion twerking, or Glorilla singing. That's offensive to me. It's like, damn, you paying black people to come get my vote?
I do agree with that. Like, where they're not other prominent, educated, or just like it. Not to say that they're not prominent or educated, but I'm just saying where they're not a different type of black person that you could have brought. There's other people that you could have brought instead of bringing what a lot of America deems ratchet. Everybody thinks Cardi B is ratchet. They definitely think Glorilla's ratchet.
Right.
Everybody think Meg's a hoe or she just and it's like that's what you wanted to bring up to represent for the. There is a space where I can understand simply because they are. I think that the Democrats were definitely trying to gear things more to women's empowerment and women's rights. So there is a world where I can get that. But you could have also maybe done a balance of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Beyonce's not a bad look. Kelly's not a bad look.
They have Beyonce.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like Beyonce's not a bad look. Kelly Rowland's not a bad look. Angela Bassett's not. Like, why couldn't it be?
But my thing is, how about get black women who actually care about politics?
That too, for sure, 100%.
What they're doing is they're paying celebrities who we care about, who we are entertained by, to sway us in the direction of their vote. And that's manipulation.
And the crazy thing is, too, a lot of us are not I'm not particularly a Glorilla.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? I'm not. I don't care one way or the other.
Right.
Like if I'm at a club and it plays, I'm a dance. But can I honestly say that I actually know all of their songs? I probably know more than I could think of right now if I heard it. But y'all are also bringing people that we don't really, most of us don't really even care about.
And the thing about it is this is about our livelihood. This is about the economy. This is about the future of our children. This is about war, economics, and the list goes on. Values that we hold true as Americans, right? So why do they always sway black people with symbolisms of what black is? So they're not even in tune with black culture.
Yes.
Because what you're doing is you're looking at the representation of black as opposed to your policy. I don't give a fuck about Beyonce coming out giving me a concert. What are you going to do to lower the price of eggs? Because eggs is $7 a dozen, bitch. What are you going to do to convince me that you're going to get it down to where it was during the Trump administration? Because during the Trump administration, gas was $2.20. Sometimes it was under $2. Eggs was $1.98. We had no wars. Russia didn't invade Ukraine. There was a better economy. The world was scared of America, and we was a respectable place. We did have some bullshit going on, but for the most part, when that man came into office, Biden, shit got worse. So what are you going to do to assure me that my life is going to improve? You don't need a Cardi B. And what they do is they pander to black people by symbolisms. Let Kamala put on a pair of boots, or she put on a pair of Timberlands, or she show up at the BET Awards, or when Hillary had the hot sauce in her bag, or Nancy Pelosi kneeled down with the kente cloth scarf on. It's like they always doing this little bullshit. And for me,
they do shit that we're not even asking for.
And for me,
like remember during COVID when them white people was on their knees asking us for forgiveness. Like, nigga, we didn't fucking ask for that.
When they put the kente cloth scarf on.
Like, we didn't ask for that.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's not what we've ever asked y'all for. We didn't ask y'all to get on y'all knees and fucking.
These are the things that they do. They spend money and they try to get the black vote by symbolisms instead of actually convincing us that they're going to do something for us. The thing I've always that I like about Trump over them is the fact that he put a suit on. He never asked people to vote. You don't got to vote for me. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you how fucked up they are. And when I get in office, give me a shot. That's what he said. He didn't pay a bunch of celebrities to come out and rep for him. Because I'm pretty sure those celebrities already represented him before he even got in office. Hulk Hogan, I'm positive, was a Trump supporter. I'm pretty sure Trump ain't had to give Hulk Hogan a dime. He ain't had to give Kid Rock a dime. These motherfuckers already backed him. But then Trump went and got Kodak Black support. Why? Because he got Kodak Black out of jail. He got Lil Wayne out of jail. So absolutely they're going to support him. Right? You know what I'm saying? During his last administration, my problem is a lot of times with the Dems is the fact that when they say a bunch of shit to us during the campaign trail, and then when they get in their office, they go quiet. We haven't heard Kamala Harris say a fucking word throughout the course of her entire administration. But the minute Biden gets labeled as senile, which we already knew he was, and she gets the Democratic nomination by default, which only lasted 90 days, by the way. That's it.
That's wild.
It was 3 months. And they start the fear-mongering. So, yeah, Project 2025, Trump is going to make everybody... do y'all even know what... Do you know, are you familiar with Project 2025?
I am familiar with it, but honestly speaking...
From a rhetoric standpoint.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, as it pertains to politics, and I think this election, I even told Ryan, I was like, babe, we have to, like, be so much more prepared. Because I'm literally, like probably 3 days before the election is when I'm actually reading the amendments and stuff like that. Because I'm like, I don't want to just... Like when I was in my 20s and I'm just going to vote, I don't know who the fuck I'm voting for. I'm just selecting everybody Democrat because, you know what I mean? But I'm like...
Let me cut you off. I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. What did you just say?
I was just selecting everybody that was Democratic.
Why though?
Because that's what I was taught.
That's what you was taught.
Right. And I didn't want to go into it this year, but also I feel like it's so much information that I still wasn't as informed as I would have liked to be. And that's also, I don't like discussing politics and or religion, but specifically I don't like speaking of things that I really am not that informed about in totality. So I can't really give many rebuttals as it pertains. And I don't want to go by everything that I see on social media either, because a lot of that shit just be clickbait. A lot of it just be, biased opinions. And I even put on Instagram the other day, like, I don't give a fuck who you vote for, as long as you're voting informed, and whatever. And I think that people getting so upset about now, if there is a situation where majority votes or whoever puts so-and-so in office are voted against or for an amendment actually is all of it's going to impact us. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's okay for us women to be upset or disappointed that the abortion law, and I know that doesn't have anything to do with the presidency per se, but I think that is something to be upset about. But but also, everybody's just been talking about the fucking presidential election. Nobody's talking about what's happening in your state.
But that's cool what you just said, because that was the first time that was even presented on the ballot outside of Roe v. Wade as a separate cause. And the sad part about that is, what should be eye-opening to women and to people, if you do live in the state of Florida, they voted against it.
Yeah.
This just shows you the energy of people, period. This is men and women alike. Yeah. Like, they actually went out and voted against it. And that bothers me. Like, damn, like, y'all really gonna... So it's like, this is an energy amongst the citizens of the world, because this is not a popular vote. This is not a presidential thing. These are citizens voting against a woman's right for abortion. So that's something that women collectively need to control on their own.
That's crazy.
Fuck the Roe v. Wade. Now,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The Roe v. Wade thing is on a federal level. So on a state level, your state can't even get it together.
Yeah. And I feel like even like, have you ever heard of the show Handmaid's Tale?
Oh, listen, I'm praying for that. I'm praying for that to go down. You're going to be of Will. That's going to be, of Ryan. That's going to be Ray's new name, of Ryan. Ryan.
I would be Mrs. Watson, but I ain't of nobody but my goddamn self.
Yo,
and no woman should be. But I feel like watching...
That's crazy,
I feel like watching Handmaid's Tale, because I watched it when it first came out.
That's my shit.
There are things that's
far worse.
There are things that are similar that have happened over the course of...
You think so?
And it might not have been in the United States, but it has happened. There are definitely... And then the crazy thing with Handmaid's Tale is there are women who, in present day, are 100% would be... Because... would be okay, cool with that. And I remember Alfred...
You think so?
Yeah, when Handmaid's Tale came out...
Alfred is of Fred.
Yeah.
Because Fred owned her.
Yeah, all of them are of the commanders.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, which is crazy to me. But when Handmaid's Tale first came out, there were a lot of different articles that you could read where there were, little sections. It's not that popular, but there were little sections of, people like the super conservative religious people who actually want some shit like that to happen.
Right.
And I think that that's crazy. But also, Offred had said somewhere in there how she was like, we were all asleep and didn't realize it. All of these things were being implemented.
Right.
And next thing we know, we wait, and none of us fought. We just stayed asleep. And the next thing you know, women can't have their own money. Women can't do this. They can't work. All of those things. But also the thing with abortions is, and I really wasn't paying attention. I knew that there were abortion bans that were being voted in.
Right.
I did know that, but I still wasn't paying attention to it until probably a couple of months ago. And the crazy thing about that for me, I didn't even know that it had actually passed in Florida. Sure. I wasn't paying attention. But what freaked me out is the fact that I literally miscarried in April, and then by May 1st of this year, so a couple of weeks after my miscarriage, that was in effect. And all I could think about is, because when you go for your confirmation of pregnancy, they let you know, if it's not looking like it's viable. They give you the options. You could go home and let it pass naturally. We could give you a pill, or you could do a DNC. I wanted to do it naturally because I'm really just generally not a person who wants to do all that extra medical stuff. But of course, my doctor told me if everything doesn't pass naturally, then we will have to do a DNC. Luckily for me, everything did pass. But I can't help but think if it didn't pass and we had to do a DNC, how would that have affected me? You know what I mean? And as someone who actively is trying to conceive again, God forbid if that was the outcome again.
Right.
So like that's scary because I'm not a woman who I wouldn't get an abortion. Right. I've always said that my entire life. Like even when I was young and probably shouldn't have even been hunching. Like, but I know that if I'm having unprotected sex, I know what the fuck could happen.
For sure.
And you just gonna have to be an adult about it and do your thing. No tea, no shade to anybody else. But I do 100% think that ain't nobody business but the woman who's making the decision. And as a woman who wants a child, but if I can't carry my child and we have to now get a DNC, which if I'm not mistaken is the same process or procedure that they do with abortions, what the fuck does that look like for me?
I think that's an exception, though.
I don't think, I don't know.
That would be classified as an emergency.
Well, see, and we would hope, but
that's a life and death situation.
We would hope, but there's also women who have had miscarriages who needed DNCs.
Right.
And that was prolonged because of the abortion ban that was passed in their state. I know a couple of women
I don't think
personally.
the abortion ban here is I think it's 90 days.
It's 6 weeks, but 6 weeks is crazy. I found
6 weeks is crazy. Most women don't find out until
I found out I was pregnant at 5 weeks, 6 days.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So like if I was a person that didn't want to have a baby.
And then you still got to go to the appointment.
And they don't schedule your confirmation of pregnancy until 8 weeks. Right. So you're like, you have no, like, when would you be able to make an abortion? I mean, not abortion. Yeah, when would you be able to make that decision?
That's my thing that I didn't agree with. And I'm so glad that on this particular ballot, it's completely separate from the presidential thing. Mm-hmm. Because now that's an eye-opener. Because this is not a presidential thing. These are the citizens of the state you live in that's making these decisions. That's why I told people with Roe v. Wade, the Democrats had an opportunity to permanently put the law into effect. There would have been no expiration date on it, right? But it never was a discussion. So now they were able to, the Democrats were able to put this whole cause on Trump. Let's put it all on him. No, what happened was it expired. They done away with it, and they left it up in the states' hands. Mm-hmm. And the states have been making the laws based off what the people want. This is not a political thing. These are the people of your respective state making these laws. They're the ones putting these things into effect. Because there's no way in the state of Florida, with all of these hoes out here, that they shouldn't fucking lift this. Like, women should be able to. I've always been for that. As a dude who be out here bugging sometimes, father of 6.
I was going to say, some men don't even want the damn babies.
For sure.
So you would think that men would be like, fuck no.
But
men
you would think women would.
You would think that women. And
women are voting against it. That is insanity to me.
That is crazy.
But it tells you the temperature of the world we live in. And people put so much stock in the president. It's like, stop it. Yeah. Presidents have very limited power. Very limited power. And I think the fear-mongering takes over the thoughts of people. People are acting as if we did not live under a Trump regime, so to speak. He was the president from 2016 to 2020. And I'm here to tell you that I lived some of my best years, my adult years. A lot of people I know opened up businesses because of some of the policies he put in play. A lot of people got a lot of money. A lot of people I know benefited off that cheap gas and that food. I know after COVID happened and Biden got in office, everything skyrocketed. Interest rates went through the roof. People can't afford to pay their rent. And I know the president that's currently in office didn't do a motherfucking thing to fix it. And I know he has the power to do so because Trump came in office, and if one thing he did, he showed us what the president could do what the fuck he want to do. If you really want to do it, you can. You can be like, I'm vetoing all of this shit. Mm-hmm. You can go against the House. You don't got to ride with him. You see what I'm saying? So if you're really for the people, do what you think is right for the people, what the people are asking for. And for people to not remember this is a president we lived under. Now, if you're a racist person and you feel like he's for you, then you're going to come outside and show your face, right? I would much rather racism outright in front of me than racism in a pair of Timberland boots and hot sauce in the bag. Because you're trying to trick me now. Oh, let me appeal to the intellect of you. And your intellect goes as far as food and music. And that, to me, is very offensive as an intellectual educated black man. That's offensive to me for another person who's quote unquote saying she's black to say, oh, let me hire all of these black women and I'm going to have them represent for black people. These women who have no knowledge of politics at all. I highly doubt if Glorilla gives a fuck about politics. Or Cardi actually does care about politics. Yeah, she just can't speak properly. But Meg Nasty, Trump tried to level up on him, and I think he was being petty about it. He went and got some drill rappers. That nigga had Chef G out there. Like, I'm like, this is crazy. I don't even know who that is. Yeah, it's drill rapper from Brooklyn.
But that shit, like, yo, every time I watch that clip of Trump talking about, what he said?
Shout out to Kevin Hart, Coromino.
He said, Biden to sleep, Kamala's at a dance party with Beyonce. I said, that nigga said that shit sassy as fuck. Like, are you upset, sir?
If one thing you gonna say about the man, we know what he's thinking. We know where our president is at. And he gonna talk to you. I feel comfort in that, and there gotta be something said for, because like you said, and I'm gonna go back to what you said. You just always thought all your life, vote Democrat. I'm black. I'm Democratic, right? Mm-hmm. We never even questioned it. There got to be something said for so many black people that decided to turn Republican during that man's administration. It has to be something. Like, these are not stupid black people, right? These are business owners. These are ambitious black people, smart black people, old, young, middle-aged black people that switched to Republican under the Trump administration, because what he did was he exposed the bullshit and hypocrisy of the Democrats. He exposed it. At the bare minimum, he made us at least question it. Like, wait a minute, you right about that. And as I went down the wormhole, I started to realize all the things I taught was bullshit. I never even questioned it. It's almost like you grew up in a church. Mm-hmm. When you're a kid and your mother, I grew up in the church, right? So my grandmother and my mother and all them, they grew up in the church. So when you're a kid, you go to church, they hand you a Bible, they say, pray, say your grace, pray to God or you're going to hell. Mm-hmm. And you kind of carry that mindset throughout life. And now you're scared to not pray before you eat. Or you think you're gonna die if you don't say your prayer. Mm-hmm. And then for me, I stopped one day, I was like, hold on, why? Don't question God. That's blasphemous.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why can't I question it? You didn't. I'm supposed to just ride with this shit because you said so? And the minute I stopped riding with shit, the minute I started to be like, nah, this is bullshit. Like, when you able to open up your eyes and pull a fucking cloak off, it's like, see behind the smoking mirrors, you're like, oh, this shit is whack. Like, they really brainwashing us out here. Like, look at this shit. I'm gonna show you.
I say partially simply because I feel like at a young age, I started to pick up on that, especially just because my mom's dad's side of the family, where we are, like where the majority of our family are, we're kind of like them in that in that area.
In the bayou.
And we have a church. Our family has a church. And we are considered non-denomination, but I specifically remember growing up and it being like, we have to wear skirts. They got to be down to your ankle. Even the school, our church, no, it's non-denomination.
That's crazy.
But it was like, everyone says that. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, no, we're definitely non-denomination. But it was literally like, oh, if you paint your fingernails, you're going to hell. If you wear heels before a certain age, you're going to hell. If you wear pants, and I distinctly remember being a child and other children being like, because my nickname with my family is Pinky. They'd be like, Pinky, why you got that nail polish on? You going to hell. Like, and I remember there was this one situation with my mom where she was told that God ordained this particular person as her husband. She got married to him, and the nigga was a recovering addict. He was crackhead. But he was in the church. He was in the church, and I mean, cool if you was recovering, but at some point he backslid, as they say.
Relapsed.
That nigga, I remember the nigga holding me over a bridge, over water one time. He left me and my brother at this, like this little county fair. We call it the Fay-Dodo. He left me and my brother at the Fay-Dodo. Luckily it was some church people that was there. We got back to the house. He stole everything out of the house, and we never saw him again. And I was like, there is no fucking way in hell that God ordained that man for my mom. You know, and then as I got older, just realizing I definitely believe in a higher power. I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe in all of those things. But and my mom raised me and my brother to be free thinkers. So when we started to think and question, she would always say, question everything. Like, and think for yourself. And even when she was still in the church, we was like, girl, you can't come at us. You raised us this way. You told us to think for ourselves. And even the Bible says, you know, somewhere in there, maybe. I don't know, because I ain't one of them people that's ever read the Bible front to back. But I do know that you don't necessarily lean to your own understanding. You are supposed to have questions about things. And I don't think God or Jesus would want you to just be walking around like a sheep.
Absolutely.
And then we know that everybody just uses. So I do agree that, you know, especially as it pertains to politics, I feel like black people, we definitely were taught to be democratic and are Democrats, and no one's really questioned that. And then you get to an age where now you're noticing and realizing that I probably really need to research shit.
It's just very simple stuff. Like I tell people all the time, like, what political party was the Ku Klux Klan a part of? Jim Crow laws. This is all Democrats. At some point, it switched around.
I wonder where that came from. Like, who?
Democrats have always been the party that embraced racism. Always. It's how it's always been.
But like
Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Like,
who taught us to just be Democrats? Like, who did that?
It's the same thing that's going on now. It's the pandering, right? So you couldn't appeal to the racism anymore. So what you now have to do is let's appeal to the low. Let me say this. I don't like to brag about my intellectual level. Let's leave that out of it. But for me as a business owner, as a black business owner, a person who listens to rap here and there, and you know, but I'm a father, I take care of my children, I'm a working man. For you to throw a rapper in my face and say, hey, I like Cardi B, so I'm all for you. That shit is, and you ain't showing me no policies, no procedures, no nothing that you're promising me as a black person in this country that I could say, all right, I can trust this person, or I'm going to put my money and give this person a shot. You're paying celebrities to speak on your behalf because you think my way of thinking is so low level that I'm just as, I need a celebrity to speak for you. At least, at the bare minimum, I think Trump is a piece of shit. Let me put that out there. I do think that about him. But at least he's an honest liar. If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
You feel me? I like my lies in a suit, nigga. Be who you gonna be and tell me who you are. Don't come pandering to me. Hey, listen, if I get in office, I'm gonna give you X, Y, and Z, and I can promise you that. Trust me. Instead of, hey, Meg, here's $50,000. Go sing body, yada, 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 and twerk a little bit. Soften them up so that they'll be more willing to hear what I got to say just because I'm a fucking woman. A woman who, by the way, only uses my black card when it's beneficial for me for black people because she been screaming that East Indian shit for years. She ain't never acknowledged her black side. Now, all of a sudden, you're a black woman. I don't give a fuck if you went to Howard University. I don't care. So what? I think Kamala Harris looks black. She's black looking to me. So when people question it, I'm like, oh, she's definitely a black woman. She looks black to me. I
don't understand why anybody would be confused about that.
Well, it's because of her acknowledgement of it. It's like she doesn't embrace her blackness. One of my daughters is darker than me. But yet she like to run around screaming Dominican. Bitch, you look just like me. Was you black mixed with black? She made a video on TikTok talking about, I've never experienced being black until I moved to North Carolina. What are you talking about? You got a whole black father who's low-key Black Panther, militant motherfucker. Whole family black. But you never experienced blackness, so you moved to North Carolina. No, you rejected it.
Is she partially Dominican?
Yeah, her mother is Dominican.
Okay.
But they black as shit, too.
Yeah.
Her mother's like, yo, she look like yo. Yeah. Her mother's your complexion, your texture, hair, all that. They all black as hell. They just ex-slaves that just denounced it when they were in the Dominican Republic, like a lot of Dominicans do. But I don't want to personalize none of this. But listen, I want to get into some of the nonsense that's been going on. So I want y'all to see how this whole election is affecting
I've not
people.
Seen any
It's
videos,
nasty.
so
It's so nasty. The way people are acting, it's like, bro, come on. We're going to be fine.
Can I just say, too, the other day I got a text message. And a shout out to You Know Who You Are if you ever watched this. One of our managers sent me a text message. Love her to life. And I know she literally just cares. But I got a text message, and it was basically saying that someone at someone's church works with the election board, whatever the case may be. But they got a threat at the office from the KKK, and they were saying that they have been, told to attack black women in Florida. And she's God. I don't really know how true this is, but, just stay safe. And I'm like, I'm never taking any threats lightly, but also I just feel like this is always something that happens every year. And I feel like
every time.
I feel like the crazy thing is y'all should be keeping y'all head on a swivel, period. Because wasn't nothing about the election happening on Halloween.
Right.
Wasn't nothing about the election happening at Post nightclub.
Talk about it.
Wasn't nothing about the election happening at Columbine. Like all of these things. When them people ran into them people church, when that dude ran into the church shop,
politics.
When the people was grocery shopping and they got shot. None of that happened. You should always keep your head on a swivel. Do not wait until election time and allow them to get into your head. The world outside of election time is scary as fuck. People just be out here crashing out for no fucking reason.
Crashing.
So you should always keep your head on a swivel. And I will say, because my gun had got stolen out of my car last year, and babe got me a gun for a replacement for my birthday, but I had not carried my gun since.
What he bought you?
It's a Ruger LC9.
Nice, sexy.
I like that, but I really want to Beretta Storm. The it's the smaller one.
The snub-nosed Ruger?
No, it's a P90X. I like that one. Okay. I want that. But I will say, because Halloween.
I'm a fan of the Springfield 45 ACP.
But see, the Ruger, that was my first gun. Period.
Right.
That was what got stolen. I was like, just give me what I already had because I'm
my
used
concealed.
to it.
I always walk around with what I like. I like the Taurus G2C3 because it's small, it's compact. That's typically what I carry around all the time.
I need to do more training, but I haven't carried my gun. And I will say that Halloween and that text message, I was like, all right, let me just start carrying my piece with me again, because outside of a KKK threat or anything like that, it's really
Have
crazy
you ever
people.
in your life been worried about white people?
Honestly, no. Like, not in my day to day, no.
Me neither.
They don't really fuck with me.
I've
not to say that they can't or won't, but
I'm a black motherfucker. Fit the description of a lot of people. I drive a white Range Rover. Mm-hmm. I've never been worried. My guns are legal. I drive with my seatbelt on, 10 and 2. I don't smoke weed. Mm-hmm. My license is registered. My plates are registered. My license is valid. I don't have these worries. So if a cop pulled me over, he's definitely harassing me.
I feel like humans in general worry me. Not and not to say like I don't walk out of my house afraid every day, but I'm just saying humans in general are fucking weird.
Do women have the? I think women, for the most part, are more concerned with being harassed by men.
Not just being harassed,
not being killed per se.
Men would probably make me more nervous than just seeing white people around. Right. Honestly,
black men.
Not black men. Men in general.
Really?
Men.
Okay.
Men. Now I've never been afraid of a black man. Black men don't scare me.
No, nobody scares me, but I worry more about.
You would men. Be like, oh, I get what you're saying.
I do. I worry more about younger black dudes doing some dumb shit.
Younger, unhinged people.
Yep.
And I just worry, like, unhinged. I just think that the world, a lot of people are unhinged, period. So even like, you ever saw the movie Unhinged?
Yes.
Like, I'm like, bitch, I'm not honking at you or nothing. Like, I'm just not I try very hard not to put myself in situations, right. Though you can't always control things. Right. But my head is on a swivel regardless if I'm carrying or not. When I'm in that garage and I'm leaving or coming, I'm not sitting in my car for a long period of time. I'm getting in that hole. I'm automatically clicking the door. Sure. Like, I'm pulling out. And so overall, I feel like people should just be head on a swivel, period. But I don't really... everybody. If it's late, everybody's suspicious to me. Right. If it's dark outside, you suspicious. Male, female, black, white, Latin, Indian, y'all all suspicious to me. I watch too much true crime.
I'm going to play a video of reactions from...
I no longer call myself
This is crazy.
American.
This is insanity. I didn't see this yet, so I'm like, I was going to wait for you to play this.
Still crying?
These are women. Well, I don't even know if it's women, but it's a woman on the thumbnail that... Kamala supporters, how they feel about this election. Of course, is a blood clot.
Come on now, Will. You rich enough. Go ahead and get
on here and cries.
Premium.
No, this is Warstar, so they don't have the premium.
This could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I am trying to be a good...
This is so bullshit. It's like, no, it's just like the egos, and no offense, right? The egos of some women. I asked women online today, I said, outside of her being a woman, a black woman, let's give her that too, and you not liking Trump, give me 3 reasons you voted for her. Because most women only voted for her because they don't like Trump or because she was a woman. If you voted for either of those reasons, you already lost. Because you should be voting for what she can do, what type of person she is, what is she implementing. You should not vote for her because you don't like the other guy or because she's a fucking woman. That's not good enough.
And vice versa.
100%. 100%. It shouldn't be these are because this person could be the worst person on the planet.
Because no matter what, you got to choose the lesser of the evils. They all
for
gonna
sure.
be full of shit.
Yeah. And that's not to say Trump is a good guy. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, if you're voting purely because you hate him, that's crazy. But let's go on. Let's go on and watch some of these maniacs sitting here and cry as if the world's gonna crash. And yeah, I do also understand that he's still your president. Even though I did not vote for her. If she won, I would still root for her to do a good job. I want my president to do well. I want my family to be good and my kids to be good and the world to be good and the economy to thrive under whoever's in office. So just because this is not fucking football. If the Giants lose to the Cowboys, I'm still like, fuck the Cowboys. I'm still like, fuck the Cowboys. I can't say fuck the president because my person lost. I have to support this person now. Just like Kamala has to come out and endorse, she has to ride with him now because now we should sit down and talk to see if some of the things I've done over my administration can help with your administration. You guys should be friends now because at the end of the day, it's all about what's good for the American people.
What if he... Well, I don't think he could.
Fuck you?
What? No. What if what if shit? What is the word I'm trying to say? You know, they'd be like, bam, what is it? Plot twist. And he'd be like, Kamala's my vice president.
That would be funny.
That would be wild. I thought about that earlier.
Let's keep rolling.
To be a good person. I'm not Catholic like they are.
It's so funny when white people get this emotional. You're white. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Like your life you're gonna be fine, white lady. Relax.
You are definitely gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Ironic because it's like religion's supposed to make you love.
Girl, no, it's not.
But I could see it like
it's crazy.
Breaking me and my parents apart because they just don't get it and they don't get that they voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay. I'm a white woman.
This white guilt is crazy.
Girl, oh my God. Y'all don't even
care Trump
like that.
Is now our 47th president
Please don't
of the
cry,
United
homie.
States of America. This election was not even close.
At all.
Which I find odd considering Kamala Harris's rallies. However,
nigga, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Listen, this is not like, this is the one election that happened in my lifetime where it was a landslide victory. Most of them, like the results take like weeks or months to come out. Mm-hmm. This shit was easy. This shit was decided shortly after the election. Nigga said somebody said she got beat so bad, FEMA had to pay her $750.
Oh, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I had literally just voted because I was standing in line.
She got her ass whooped.
I was standing in line for 2. I got off of work and I went. So I literally didn't get a chance to vote until like 8:30. But by the time I got home, they were saying Trump already ran
but the funny thing about these are grown people who are acting as if they wasn't here for his administration. What makes people think that it's not going to be the same thing he did last time?
What is coming to the internet? Like, I don't like this,
Jesus
period.
Christ.
I don't like when people do this.
I don't like when white people, whether it's Kamala or Trump, you're going to be okay. Because the next video I'm going to show you is, it's about to get real for some of you people out here.
how can that compete when you have Elon Musk paying $1 million per day?
Salute, Elon.
To encourage people to vote for Donald Trump. Personally, I'm disgusted by that. I'm disgusted enough to delete my X account. I'm disgusted enough to never order a Tesla as long as I shall live.
Okay.
I want to take this moment to congratulate those of you who voted for Donald Trump, which was the overwhelming majority of Americans.
Overwhelming.
You chose to vote for a dictatorship, and that is what you will get.
Right.
America is no longer the land of the free. You have chosen, by siding with Donald Trump, to throw our United States Constitution and our United States flag in the garbage. Personally, I am embarrassed. I am ashamed. to
And why is this
call
Christmas
myself an
decorations up so
American.
early?
In fact, I no longer call myself an American.
I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this. This is hilarious. This right here is my new screensaver. That is funny. Let me tell you something.
What does this do though? What does people coming on the internet to tell everybody how disappointed and disgusted and crying they are? What is this supposed to do? Because at this point you can't change shit. It is what it is.
But my thing is, how much of a fake emotion is that? Yo, Ray, respectfully, if I got up and slapped the shit out you right now, right? As hard as I could.
I would definitely shoot your pinky toe
I
off.
highly doubt if you're gonna pick up your phone and be like, oh,
no.
You're gonna try to get the fuck up out of here. Like, you're not about to record it.
I'm definitely shooting you in your knee or something, and then I'm getting the fuck out of here.
But the thing about it is,
I'm not going on social media.
These women watch the results unfold on TV, set up their cameras, and then recorded themselves crying about the result.
And then you know when your timer go out, bitch, you gotta do it all over again.
A planned cry is crazy. Like an orchestrated, scripted cry is nasty fucking work, man. My bad, y'all. I had to go out and handle something real quick. I'm gonna play one more thing and then we get off of this. So Trump has already implemented one of his first orders of business. And some of you motherfuckers need to worry about this. Not us. We're fine. Ray, we're fine on this one. We're going to be fine. We're going to be just great. But I already saw this coming. And I'm going to play this and I want to know how you feel about it. Or do you feel indifferent? Mm-hmm. Here we go. Mind y'all, if I talked about this on the other show yesterday. World Star, y'all need to get a World Star premium so I'll pay the fucking...
this looks like YouTube.
No,
you did say it's World Star, but
people delivered a resounding victory for President Trump, and it gives him a mandate to govern as he campaigned, to deliver on the promises that he made, which include on day one launching the largest mass deportation operation of illegal immigrants that Kamala Harris has allowed into this country. It includes drill baby drill and expediting permits for nuclear, for fossil fuels, for an above all energy approach that's going to bring down the cost of living in this country. It includes on day one bringing Ukraine and Russia to the negotiating table to end this war and returning to the very tough sanctions on the Iranian regime so we can stop the chaos in the Middle East. The American people are clearly longing for the policies of Donald Trump. They despise the policies that the Harris-Biden administration have implemented over the past 4 years. And the Harris-Biden administration will go down as the worst, weakest, most corrupt administration in our nation's history.
Okay, that's her speaking from a rhetoric of a Republican, a radical Republican. But I did hear what she said. So I'm not going to say I agree with her. Like, trust me, there's way worse people than those two. But I did want to touch on one thing. She about to get all these immigrants, or I don't know how many and what's the criteria of them being deported. Does that affect you at all? Does that bother you?
I don't know enough about it. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
The only thing that I've heard in recent times or months about immigrants, I guess, would be the Venezuelans who was taking over apartments. And if that's if get them the fuck up out of here,
right?
For sure.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I could just live in a bubble. Like where I work and I feel very secure and solid in what I got going on. Right, there's when people say, you know, the immigrants are taking jobs and all of that. I don't know much about that, but it would seem to me that they're doing the jobs that the general population don't want to do anyway. So what's the problem?
Here's my thing. You said something else that's very significant to me because I think it's your vote, your business. Mm-hmm. You look at the stats, you look at what your morals and values are as far as your family and whoever it is you love, and you vote based off of that. And just because you vote blue and I vote red, or vice versa, or you vote libertarian or independent, it doesn't change you. I still love you. Like, you're not I'm not going to cut you off because you voted for a certain candidate. And that's the problem that's going on.
We literally all don't live the same lives.
Like,
we don't have the same
like for instance, like we said, growing up less fortunate, I was always taught vote Democrat. As my social status and my financial went up, I'm like, I may need to stray away from this thing because some of the tax cuts and things that I need for me is not going to be beneficial to me under this party.
Right.
So why am I over here? Doesn't make me a bad person, though. And I don't think, I hate that people be switching up on each other. I lost over 1,000 followers on Facebook and maybe 1,000 on Instagram today because they were so angry with me. But I gained like 5,000 because people are like, oh, I didn't know you was a Republican. I'm like, what's the big deal? Is it really that much of a big fucking deal what my political affiliations is? I'm not a politician. I'm a comedian. So why does it matter why do you care so much?
Right.
I assure you, I don't give a fuck who you vote for. I'm not unfollowing you or not going to be your friend no more because of it. Actually, we could probably build and I can learn some things about you. But when I ask people questions like, hey, outside of Trump being, outside of you not liking Trump on a personal level and Kamala being a woman, why did you vote for her? And you can't answer that question, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And you already lost based off of that.
And I think also it will be determined by really what life you live on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Like, even when people are talking about the economy, like, I really don't pay attention to certain things. And I probably should, but, like, I've always been a person, like, if I got to get gas, I got to get gas. I'm not counting and, like, oh, my God, gas is $3.17.
Right.
The eggs that I like have always been $6 or $7. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, so shit, if
and
the shit is $7.38 today, okay, 38 cents more.
And it doesn't
like,
make you an ignorant person.
I know I gotta pay rent. We know that the fucking shit gonna go up.
But you know what you did? Like, you went out and voted. Period.
And I try to inform myself as much as I could, especially on the things that I took notice of and even the things that I didn't know about. Right. I really tried to go through that ballot and at least have an idea so that I'm not just picking some shit. And I know for a fact that that's more than what a lot of y'all did.
Hey, quick question. How did maybe we should look it up. How did the marijuana thing fare in Florida?
It didn't pass.
It didn't pass?
It was pretty much surprising. Like the abortion thing. Like it was close to the 60%, but it didn't.
That's very surprising.
I was surprised by that too. I honestly was surprised by both of them.
No, the abortion thing really surprised me because I thought.
But I think the fish and hunting thing passed. The homestead thing passed. The partisan for the schools didn't pass. I think the thing with the candidates being able, like having a budget or whatever, that didn't pass. That's all I heard about. There was some stuff on that ballot though. I was like, like the county stuff. I was
right.
It was like
nasty
what?
shit.
I was like, what even is this? I don't know. I guess, child. But definitely, I told Ryan, I said, next time I just want to be more informed. And I've never wanted to be more informed than I wanted to be this year. And I will be honest. I was definitely like, I didn't want to just look at TikTok and Instagram. Like, I don't want to just go by what people are posting.
You want to know from your own knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. So I will say this. Congratulations to our 47th president, Donald Trump, who's, for the second time in history, serving as an incumbent president for 2 separate terms, and also the first president to get elected in with a bunch of fucking felonies and a bunch of other shit going on. They really tried to get that boy up out of here. But
how do you feel? There are some people that are saying that if a felon could be a president, then they should remove the whole question of being a felon on job applications and stuff. I agree with that. I do too.
I agree with that 100%. I think yes, that's
if
fair.
you could have the highest office or if whatever it is as a felon, then you definitely
that's fair. I mean, the question of it should be
what type of felon?
No, the question of it should be removed, but the background check still should
still, yes.
But the question of it should still be removed. That a comfortable shit, yes. You shouldn't have to answer whether you're a felon or not. You know, and in the meantime, get your shit expunged. But anyway,
ask Trump to do it.
Right. This right here wowzered me. And then we can get into what you was talking about, because that shit was interesting to me. Trans woman sues Hooters after they refuse to hire her. They refer to me as he.
Just from this thumbnail, it ain't had nothing to do with you being trans, baby.
A local transgender woman suing the Hooters franchise on Wolf Road for discrimination. News 10's James De La Fuente has been following the story and begins our coverage tonight.
That's not nice.
The Hooters on Wolf Road drawing protesters twice in recent weeks.
Justice for Brandy, justice for all. Everybody has justice, trans rights.
I'm suing Hooters for sex-based discrimination on the basis of accommodations and on the basis of employment.
The restaurant has been a
Okay, Brandy Livingston. Brandy Livingston. Okay, I'm going to call you that because that's what you want to be called. Even if you were a biological woman,
you wouldn't have been hired.
You wouldn't have been hired.
And maybe maybe that's attractive discrimination. But that
right.
didn't have nothing to do with you.
Transition into a fat woman.
An unattractive by their standards. If you look at the type of people that Hooters employs, period, they have a distinct like they have to be attractive to them.
You have to be attractive. You have to be attractive to humans. You're not even attracted by women's standards. And I say this all the time to transgender women. If you want me to agree to call you a woman, first of all, you got to look like one, because my eyes are not going to register to your delusion. It's not going to happen.
Like 100%, if she was a biological woman and still looked like that, Hooters wouldn't have hired her.
Never. It has. Brandy Livingston, I could assure you, it has
stop for Brandy Livingston. So much so, she hoped to someday work there. However, after her recent transition, Brandy claims that she's not respected there as a woman.
They would use male pronouns. They would refer to me as he.
She claims it goes even further, telling me employees and
the voice is even crazy.
Like if I talk like this and I was on the phone with somebody and it was like, sir,
this is Hooters.
I wouldn't be offended.
Most men who show up there are married men, heterosexual men. You know, I don't think they want a deep voice, fat, transgender woman talking to them. You're going to ruin the business.
They wouldn't want a fat, deep voiced woman.
Period.
Talking biological, what they call a cis woman.
This is nasty.
It don't have nothing to do with you being trans.
The employer's reason they gave was wrong is not enough. You got to prove that it was discrimination on the basis of some prohibited characteristics, such as, gender identity.
She says she applied 3 times for employment.
I said, do you want to see my experience or anything? Because I had previous jobs I've had written down. And he said, well, we don't care about experience. We hire on the basis of personality.
This is crazy.
That needs to be met.
Hooters has fired back, saying through their lawyers that Brandy was requested to not return to the restaurant because of what they say were her own offensive actions, and allege that Brandy on several occasions made sexually explicit comments to servers.
They just claimed that you had, prior to transitioning and after, you had frequently made multiple servers at the restaurant uncomfortable by informing them you wanted to marry them, discussing masturbation.
I never said any of that.
The Hooters company says that you had threatened to go to a gun range for practice for the next time you came to the restaurant.
My mom would take me to the gun range and for clay pigeon shooting trap. I feel like one of the servers might have overheard what me and my dad were talking about and misunderstood what we were talking about.
I believe Hooters.
I do too.
I believe Hooters.
I do too. And Brandy, I don't even know you, baby, but
I don't even think Brandy's a trans. I think Brandy's a cross-dresser. I don't even believe.
Bro. I mean, sis. I mean, just know.
Yo, Brandy, chill out, bro. And Brad, chill out, bro.
The crazy thing is, I believe Hooters simply because I have to deal with shit like this.
Right.
And it'd be like, we're not finna make that up. We are 100%. Businesses, companies are 100% going to do everything in their power to protect themselves. But also, receipts are very real. And I keep a receipt, baby. It was you. You definitely was telling.
Brad Livingston, stop it, man. Just you want to fuck one of the cheerleaders. You want to work with her. I know sick fucks like this.
And it's you applying for Hooters 3 times.
3 times is crazy.
That being your dream is crazy. I know you crazy. Hooters?
Go to Wingstop.
Do they get paid that well?
Go to Wing House. Wing House. Go to what's the other one? It's another one. Go to Bitch Please. What's the name?
Just pretty.
Pretty Bitch. What's it called?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Bacon Bitch. Go to Bacon Bitch.
They probably wouldn't.
See what they got to say.
Go where you're welcome. How about that?
Right.
Why y'all be trying to force it?
Anyways.
I wouldn't even try to go to Hooters.
I'm with Hooters. Yeah, pack Brandy up.
Shout out to Hooters.
And had 8 people out there talking about some protesting.
All her family.
8 people.
Her family and friends.
They try to squeeze in the frame on the camera angle to make it like it was a bunch of people. It was 3 people out there.
Out of here.
A fucking Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us.
We were talking about something earlier before we turned the cameras on, and it was something that you wanted to touch on real quick.
I saw a post.
It was pretty cool.
I saw a post or a meme or whatever, and it was basically saying that couples who post each other are, their relationship on social media are not actually happy.
That's something that's very annoying to me. But
couples posting themselves is annoying? Or
no. It's annoying to me. I know what the post is referring to. Mm-hmm. But say if you're like, all right, let me give you an example of an annoying couple that's always posting each other. That I know everything ain't on the up and up. Just because of it just seems so orchestrated. I can't stand Russell and Sierra.
Oh my God.
I can't. They are obnoxious to me.
Why does everybody hate them so much?
Because
or dislike them so much?
Okay. Watch this. Because women put Russell on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. Bro, you're a stepdad, nigga. Respectfully. You're a dad now. But imagine playing football. Imagine being a athlete all your life. You make it to the NFL, become one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. He's an amazing athlete. Only to marry a shorty who got babies already by rappers.
A baby
by a rapper. Mm-hmm. And that rapper got like 8 kids. Like, imagine being that nigga. Russell, I personally think he was a fan of Sierra's. He had a crush on her already. And then he wifed up. And I'm not knocking him for that. I hate the fact that women try to make him the prime example of men. Let me tell you something. All the kids and all the baby mothers I got, all my baby mothers, their first kid is for me. Mm-hmm. Period. You know what I'm saying? My boy said, yo, bro, I never seen you with another nigga kid. For what? I got my own. Like, I'm not, like, stop making him the poster child of how men are supposed to be. I applaud him for loving his woman and accepting her kid. Mm-hmm. I think most of the shit they did was out of pocket. Because what it does is it downplays who Future is. Y'all trying to make this man out to be a bad father because this other man is willing to do shit in Christ and and take naked pictures with Sierra and their kid. I don't like that. I'm always on the side of the father. Because you're downplaying what type of father Future is. That's an annoying couple to me. There's other couples who do that shit. What you and Ryan do online, I think is wholesome and it's genuine. I see sometimes you'll post things and he's in the background and he genuinely looks annoyed. And that's real.
Yeah.
But you're there and you're present and you're in the same space. I've seen some of your content with him, and it's very organic. It's very genuine. I don't think it's orchestrated and planned. I hate when motherfuckers get dressed up together and they do this content for people to look and try to, like, matrix this pseudo relationships. That's not real. That's not authentic to me. You understand what I'm saying?
So
that's the shit.
What do you think about this comment? The people I know who have successful relationships ain't posting each other. There's nothing to prove, and people can't attack what they don't know.
I agree with that because I think the biggest downfall nowadays of relationships is social media and reality TV and things of that nature. Like if you look at the most successful relationships, they really don't post each other. Like if you look at like a Beyonce and Jay-Z. Jay-Z don't have social media, and Beyonce don't really talk about their family. A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, they really don't post each other like that. So when you're a high-profile couple, and it's a man who's desired by women and a woman who's desired by men, I think your relationship is supposed to be private but not public. Because my thing is, what the fuck were we doing? We're old enough to know that we were doing something before social media. Right? And I think there's a lot of successful relationships prior to social media.
Of course.
So it's nobody's business.
I think that I agree. I also think that I feel like I 100% know anybody posting on social media, even if they are not seeking attention to the level that other people are, somebody wants some type of attention. It don't matter what you're posting about.
Right.
I think that there is definitely a world where there are couples who would just, even as individuals, would just be posting about what they have going on and what they're doing. And not telling their business, but like if you out to dinner and you like how your plate look, you'll post it.
That's fine.
As an individual, right? And if your partner is there too, it's like you're just sharing clips of, or what I think. What I don't like is when the couples are like literally telling their business on social media, like the arguments and they going back and forth and stuff like that. I do think that unless you know, like you said, there are some couples that you know that's not on the up and up, and you know they probably not really happy. And there are some, like I said, I've been in a relationship before where I couldn't post us per se, but also
you couldn't post because he was
doing some shit. That's what it was.
Right.
You wanted me to keep my page on private so that your outside bitches couldn't look on my shit, but then also you just didn't want me to post us, period. And it's not even like but
let me ask you a question. In that relationship, was it confirmed that you guys were exclusive to your understanding?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Because
and it wasn't even my this is the thing too that sometimes men don't realize. I saw a post the other day where somebody was like, nothing grinds my gears more than a man who's the one that tells you he wants to be with you. Like, it's not even something that you was thinking about. Like, in my old relationship, nigga, I was just trying to have fun. It was you that came out like, we're dating with a purpose. I want you to be my family. This is serious. You know what I mean? And it's like, I was just chilling. So then to be in a situation where me as a entertainer, as just someone, you see me, I just will randomly, literally, I could be at the office just talking shit.
Right.
I could just be, that is just what I do. If I'm out and I'm enjoying myself, if I'm anywhere and I got people with me, I either want you in it or I don't want you in it. So I'm not posting us because we're in a relationship per se. You just happen to be the fuck around with what I got going on. I'm sharing my life, portions that I want people to see, and you just so happen to be in it.
I think in a lot of situations, I talked about that, about a dude that I need to show you who he is because you know him. He be posting his girl who I know is not into him like that. Because when I look at her page, she don't reciprocate the same energy. I think sometimes, and most times this is in the case of the woman, she'll post her man for validation. So it's not
other
because
bitches can see.
So
yes.
other bitches can see because women, to a certain degree, hold that social media shit to a higher standard. I'm an old school nigga. I'm not about all that because for me, in my line of work, me posting my significant other is a bad look. Not because of the image that I portray online, but because I get into it a lot. And now I'm opening the floodgates for people to attack my significant other. That's why if you remember, for years, I always post my kids.
Yeah.
I was like really known for that, like showing fatherhood. But as my daughters got older, Roby is 21 now, Vicky is 23, Kayla's 25. They're grown women now. They would always send me messages like, yo, these grown-ass niggas hitting me up. But they're grown. They're adults. And it's like, I can't even post my kids no more. Because now people would, I would say some shit online that's offensive. People would attack my daughters. And it's like, all right, I got to protect the loved ones around me. But that's for me because I'm an entertainer and I'm a social media influencer. So I have to protect. So if you're not making your significant other a part of that life, you got to keep her away from that. And in my situation is unique. But most niggas, I can attest to what you talked about. Some niggas don't want to post you because he doing him. But if he established that a relationship is solid and he with you, then there's nothing wrong with you posting him. My problem is I don't care about you posting me. Don't divulge our personal and private life.
I agree.
That's my problem.
I think sharing cute little moments, like if y'all out to eat. Like the other day we was at Mellow Mushroom, and I'm like, look at your, like, our fucking food look good, and I'm with my babe. You know what I mean?
Y'all shit is cute. It's annoying, but it's cute.
But there will never be a time where I've never in the history of me.
But the TikTok dances together, because here's the thing, relationships end, right? Because the way people, it's not because of what you have, it's because how people are. One of the worst things in the world is to put your person on the shrine and then things wind up not working out. And then you literally have to revamp your entire social media persona to appease the fans. And then you know how niggas is. Let you start removing shit. Oh, them DMs.
That's why that's
what?
Even specifically, like, I think the only thing on my actual, like, Instagram page of me and Ryan is our engagement video. I'm not posting. I don't post much on my feed, period. Right. Stories is it for me. Like, stories is it, and it's just Instagram. Or every now and then I might say something on Facebook, but I feel like even when I do post us, I think that when people see us together, they can definitely tell that, like, we're probably a vibe. But I still be talking shit. Like if he posts something and tag me, you know what I mean? And I be like, I love you or whatever, my nigga. I'm very much so like, you know, because I have had to do that before. I have had to revamp my whole motherfucking social media.
And I know how it is with my
relationship.
And I know how it is with my situation. Like, I did outside of my race. And
they'll accompany your ass.
I'm very
I already
much,
think you hate black women.
And I'm very much pro-black. So y'all not about to do that to me. Like
somebody said that on one of our videos on YouTube.
I'm very much pro-black. Like,
they definitely said that you hate women and black, and they were like, you're so disrespectful towards race. She's not going to be there for long. I'm like, I know this nigga in real life. Fuck you, because you comment on all of our goddamn YouTube videos.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. And I
You're a fucking fan.
And
I love you.
I have 4 daughters that I've raised. I was raised by all women. I have my mother, my aunt. I wasn't raised by men at all. Granted, I talked about this earlier today on live. They raised me to be a good person, but they couldn't raise me to be a man. I had to learn how to be a man by default, and I didn't learn how to be a man until my 30s. Like, I was a late bloomer in all of this shit. So when I see things like that, it's like, no, I'm all for the patriarchy. And I'm like, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not like, I think women and men have different roles. I think the strength of a woman is in her feminine energy. I don't think the strength of a woman is in her trying to emulate Like, I talked about this today. I said, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity, because masculinity in itself is not toxic. Right? You could be. I think you could be misogynistic. I think you could be abusive. I think you can be a piece of shit dude. But I don't think masculinity in itself is a positive thing, because if that's the case, why don't we talk about toxic femininity? I think toxic masculinity is the pseudo shit, like a stud trying to act like a man. I think that's toxic masculinity, because she's acting masculine. It's not real. Masculinity is rooted in the essence of a man, not barking orders or telling women how they should be and putting women down and using your fist or your words to get a woman to submit to you. even the submission shit. I don't agree with none of that stuff. I think when women be like, "Oh, you gotta earn the soft side of me," I'm like, nah. Either you're like that or you're not. Either it's in you or it's not. You know what I mean? Like I think.
Because it's one thing to have a guard up, generally speaking, and I think that everyone should
100%
in some way, shape, or form have a guard up, and people do have to kind of break those barriers down. But men and women have to do that with one another. But just being a hard ass,
right.
You know what I mean? Like for the longest, the majority of the people that I rocked with were males. So there definitely is, I definitely have nigga tendencies to an extent. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got nigga tendencies like I'm a cheater and shit like that. But, like, I'm very logical. Don't do that. Don't you motherfucking do it. Rewind that goddamn look. But, I definitely am, I can have a hard exterior.
Right.
But I don't think that's me trying to be a masculine either.
For sure.
I think that everybody.
You're a strong woman.
Yeah, and I think that everybody has a feminine and masculine, honestly.
But your masculinity doesn't come off. I mean, your strength doesn't come off as masculine.
Like, I'm trying to be a nigga.
Right,
like,
it's never that.
I'm not over here like, suck my dick.
I
like,
know the difference. Yeah, you're not a New York chick. I know
like,
the difference.
What dick?
I think if you and Ryan or any man got into it for that matter, you'll probably show your strength in an aggressive, feminine manner. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But I think the strength in women, I've always said this, and I talk about this all the time. The strength in women is feminine energy. The thing about feminine energy, it defeats masculine energy. Just like, like on Incredible Hulk, the woman just hugged him and he turned back to Bruce Banner because that's the strength of feminine energy. I could be bucking up, wild, barking, and a woman could just kiss you on the lips real quick. And
or just rub the back of your head.
Or grab your hand. Yo, I always say this, like, this is why hoes are winning. They're not winning, but they're getting what they want.
I know what you mean.
They're getting what they want out of men. Because hoes are all feminine. Mm-hmm. They're all feminine energy. It's not combative. It's constantly stroking the ego of a man who's probably not getting it from somewhere else. That's why a man and men don't mind paying it. That's why that saying, it ain't tricking if you got it, exists. No, it actually is tricking. You are tricking.
You know what? I was talking to one of my homies the other day, and he was telling me how a girl reached out to him and was asking him if he has a skincare regimen. When he said it, I was like, I already knew it was a setup, especially because of who the fuck he is. But he was like, shorty asked him if he had a face regimen and or skin routine or whatever, and he was like, yeah, this is what I use. And then he sent her like the links or whatever. His shit probably cost like $600 total. So she messaged him back and was like, may you get it for me, daddy? And he said, I saw the message. He responded to her and just was like, we ain't there yet, but that is the exact way that you should ask. And he said, if we get, that is exactly how you supposed. And it was may you get it for me, daddy?
In her tone.
I said, oh, the bitch know what she doing. You just asked too soon.
And the man will figure it out.
He'll figure out a way to get y'all there.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
I'm telling you. He will put some rules and stipulations in there, but he will figure it out.
You will get on my motherfucking nerves. Call me crying about some shit. What? We're natural protectors.
And that is true because they be the type of women that we're talking about. They do be. See, me, I'm not asking you for shit. I'm not asking a nigga like, can you give me some face wash?
Yeah, that's nasty.
I'm not doing that.
That's nasty.
But they do know how to ask. Like, closed mouths don't get fed. They do know how to ask, and they know how to ask in a manner.
Right.
Like, they're not afraid to ask. And they're not afraid to ask in a manner that actually appeals to the ego or whatever the case may be. I could never win in that regard, unless I just wanted to be a hoe.
All you gotta do is mention it. Just mention it in a very feminine way. Babe, I saw these sneakers or I saw this bag. Oh my God, that bag is so dope.
My way of asking is just sending it.
When I look good with this bag,
nope. My way of asking is just sending it and being like, this is dope.
And then they gonna make a mental note of it.
If and whenever I get it, I go, oh my God, babe, you didn't have to do that.
You gonna get it.
Every
but that's
single time.
feminine shit. Like when you say to a nigga, I don't need niggas for nothing. I don't need you for nothing. A word? All right, because a man ain't gonna feel like a man if he don't feel. A man ain't gonna be what he ain't needed.
Yeah,
Man, we have
sure.
to feel needed and appreciated. That was the thing that was going on in my house for a long time. She would call her father to fix stuff around the house. And I would be listen, I done pack bags behind. The fuck is this nigga doing over here? Like, what you mean? Like, I'm right. I don't give a fuck if I don't know how to do it. I'll YouTube that shit. Don't call that nigga up in here to fix nothing that I'm sitting right here.
Because daddies do. I remember my dad, when he would come and visit, like in previous relationships, my dad would be like, because anytime my dad would come to visit, he's a dad. So he's literally going to do the same things for me that he would have done when we were all under the same roof. Like, he used to go and pump the gas on a Sunday for him and my mom.
For sure.
Anything, car maintenance, whatever. She never had to think about it. So innately, when he would come to visit me, he would always go look at my car. And he'd be like, because dads will judge a nigga off of that.
Judge the fuck out of niggas.
Yeah, like he would be like, why the fuck is your mileage says that you're like 2 miles from having to get an oil change. I'm taking it right now. And why the fuck isn't he doing it? So I could see how that would get under your skin because they're going to look at you as the man like, fuck wrong with you.
And they're going to look down on you. And they're never going to look at you the same. All you got to do is once. Because let me tell you something. Roby's boyfriend, Roby, I'm going to put you on blast real quick, baby.
Love you, Roby.
So when she told me about him, she wanted me to meet him and she brought him to the house. Now, typically because I'm a younger looking father, like when Vicky would bring a boy around me, because I look younger and I could dress and shit like that, and I'm hip to the rap music and all that shit like that, her boyfriend would meet me and she'll be like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, get this nigga away from me.
Yeah.
Get this nigga away from me. I don't like him. Why you don't like him? He's a nice guy. Because he's trying to prove to me that he's young and he's hip and he's up. He's fly as me. I don't like that shit.
I don't even know you like that.
I'm her father. Like, don't even talk to me like that.
When my homie.
When I met Roby's boyfriend, immediately he grabbed my hand and shook it and he said, "How you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. I heard a lot about you." And he looked me in my eyes when he did. I was like, "Yeah, I like that." So then, the second time I met him, this was a couple of years ago when Roby first moved in with me. She had to get her appendix removed. So she kept complaining to me about her stomach hurt. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna go to the hospital. So I use WebMD. I'm like, I think you sound like you got appendicitis. And she was complaining about it. So when we finally got to the hospital, they said, yo, we gotta, her appendix is about to burst. We gotta do emergency surgery. So from the time we went in to when they said the surgery was like 30, 40 minutes. And they had to prep her for emergency surgery. And she was nervous and scared. And I was there with her. I held her and, they put her to sleep. And then they did the surgery. And then he rushed over there fast, way from 45 minutes away. And he came through and he stayed with her the whole time. And then her stepdad, shout out to him. Me and her stepdad is cool. Her mother's husband. So it's me and him in the hospital with Roby. And then her boyfriend pulls up. He comes in with balloons and flowers and stuff like that. Cool, right? So now it's time for Roby to leave. Of course she's coming back to my house because she lived with me. And so we helping her out to bed, me and her stepdad. And her boyfriend steps up. He's like, no, respectfully, I got it. I'm like, excuse me?
Excuse you.
That's my baby. He was like, no, I got it. Don't worry about it. And he picked her up and he walked her to the wheelchair and he took her outside. And he said, I'm gonna take. He said, Mr. Will, is it okay if I take her in my car and I'll meet you at the house? I said, nigga, absolutely. So my introduction to him was him being a gentleman when my daughter was in the hospital, and he came back to my house and then he was there for a couple hours and he came outside. He said, is it okay if I stay? I don't really want to leave. And I said, nigga, you better stop, nigga. I'm about to buy you the ring. Nigga, who is this nigga? I let him stay at the house. He slept on the floor. She slept on the bed. And I said, yo, and that's 3 years. They still together. And that's a good motherfucker. So the thing about it is, but with her, she has 2 dads. Her stepfather been in her life since she was about 5 or 6. And then, of course, I've always been there. So Roby knows. Yeah. And then, but her boyfriend, Shout out to Oscar, my son-in-law, future. Hopefully he don't fuck up. Shout out to him. He his mother and father are still together, so he has those family values.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. But so whatever, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's rooted in whatever she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So Roby's tough. She's rough around the edges, but she also has that feminine energy because her mother is married to her stepfather, and her mother was with me for years. So she has that. So that's the essential of having daddy around and mommy around. You can see the distinctive difference.
Yes.
So like that nigga, like that kid right there, man. Listen.
You would gladly say yes if he was like, can I?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Even when we did the when she turned 21, I threw her a surprise party. And me and him linked up. And I'm like, listen, tell her that you got to work. You can't make it. She's like, yo, you about to get me killed. I said, don't worry about it. Just fuck it. Deal with it. And she was so mad. She was, because her birthday is New Year's Eve. Her birthday is New Year's Eve. And they was going at it all day. He's hitting me up like, yo, man, why are you doing this to me? So I said, yo, don't worry about it. I'm telling you, it's all going to pay off. So finally, we threw it at Mox's house. We threw it at Moxie's house because we also did a New Year's party that night. But it was her birthday that day, so we did the party first. So we got there, surprise! And she's a little down because he's not there. She really wanted him to be there. And then this nigga walk out with the flowers. And she just, that fucked her up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we got to ask.
Oh, I love that.
But listen, that kid, man, salute to him, man. If he fuck up, I'm going to beat his motherfucking ass. Because that dude got my baby happy.
You know, it got me over here liking you and shit.
And my daughter's drop dead gorgeous.
She really is.
And she can use her looks to get over, but she got a good man. So fall back, niggas.
Period.
You got anything else? Oh, we got good time.
We did. Do I have anything else?
So all in all, I think it's subjective on posting to social media. I think I don't think it's toxic or bad to put your significant other on social media. I think it's bad to tell your business on social media.
And I think definitely two things can be true at once. There are definitely people out here who are posting, because I can even be honest, there were definitely times in a past relationship where I, knew there was probably other bitches around, and it's like, bitch, I'm still here. Let me post it. I probably made my page on private. Right. But for the most part, I don't think that I am the person that's just, I don't have to post about you every second of every day.
For sure.
But if it is something that I'm enjoying and I'm having fun, or I think it's funny and that I would do with or without you, I'm doing it.
The problem comes when you start telling people your business, because now they feel like they're part of your relationship.
And while we on the topic of that, can we talk about the way that people be crashing the fuck out on social media about other people and their opinions?
I've been dealing with it all. Listen, that is literally the nature of my social media content. I lost about over 1,000 followers on Instagram. I don't give a fuck because I gained another one. I'm still up 200K almost. 150. I lost about 2,500 on Facebook. TikTok, I ain't say shit. TikTok, I'll be at 0 followers. If I gave my political views on TikTok, they'd pack me all the way up. But it's all rooted in people already knowing who I am. It's like you guys already knew I was a Republican, so of course you know who I'm voting for. And you wait till this bitch lose to unfollow me and get mad at me. I'm a coon now after she loses. I've already showed where I stood.
Why wasn't I a coon before?
Right, because
I've been a fucking coon, bitch.
Right, so if she would have won, y'all would have been nana boo boo on my page.
Yeah.
But now that she lost, fuck you, I'm out of here now. That's insane to me, how people crash out and do that.
And just generally speaking, too, like, I just don't understand why it's so hard for people just to not respond. I have a homeboy. I love him to life. Literally, we've probably been friends for about 10 years. And I hate 98% of the stuff that he posts on social media.
I got people like that, too.
I literally do. But I just either one. There was a time where I just unfollow. No, I didn't even unfollow him. I think I just muted him.
Put him on a snooze. You put him on a snooze.
I just muted him because I'm
30-day snooze, nigga.
I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what and then because we're cool, naturally it's like sometimes I want to hit you up and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But why do I even want to give my energy to somebody that I just don't agree with?
I got a homie like that, and I feel like calling him right now, but I'm not going to call him. I got a homie like that. His name is C. Lee. It's one of my best friends. This nigga, he's very successful. Mm-hmm. Got the G-Wagon, got a couple of Benzes. The nigga even bought a boat. He got a boat in Brooklyn, New York. I don't know why. The nigga can ride the boat 3 months out of the year. This motherfucker be on social media bragging and humble bragging every day. And I be looking at his page like, nigga, shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Who gives a fuck, nigga? All right, good for you. One day I want to post good for you, but I know how he is and we can argue about it.
Yeah.
But that's my friend. I love that nigga. I'm not gonna.
And
I don't care about what you post,
like,
bro.
It's like I think also too. I also be having to remember like, cause he'll come for bitches in the comments. He's even if I was to comment, he ain't never. The respect is there
for sure.
So even if we have a disagreement, like if I end up hitting him up about something he posted, we're actually gonna have a conversation about it and just agree to disagree. But it's always gonna be love.
Do you know a girl named Kyla?
Probably.
She's a poet. She was she had a big name on the scene.
Out here? Oh yeah. Yes. Black girl, right?
Real slim.
Yes. Yep.
Let me tell you something about this crazy bitch. I'm gonna put her on blast real quick. Me and her was real cool.
Mm-hmm.
Real cool. She's very controversial on social media.
No, she is.
She's always bitching, always complaining, and there's a couple times I wanted to block her. So one time it was her birthday. It was her birthday. I text her and said happy birthday to her. I guess she didn't see it. And then she responded to something else I posted. And I said jokingly, because I'm like how I am, I'm like, damn, you could respond to this but can't respond to that. Like, jokingly. Mm-hmm. And put a LOL just to remind her. This bitch screenshotted my text, posted my text on social media and said some shit like, oh, your favorite comedian is mad because he didn't get a text back from me. Mm. Like trying to make me look like a bitch ass nigga. And right after she did that, she blocked me.
Wow. So
I couldn't respond. Mm-hmm. Oh, I let off a tirade on her. I said, damn, I thought we was cool. Like, why would you do me like that? Like, and at the same time, I'm like, shorty, there's been plenty of times in the comment section where I spared you because people know what I do to people. I put people on suicide watch on a regular basis. She did me like that, like crash out, like you're willing to sacrifice a friendship for a social media post? Yeah. I'm not doing that. Like, first of all, if me and you ever have a disagreement on social media, this is why I don't even like arguing through text message because things can be taken the wrong way. Like with Kev, I guess Kev sent something in my voice and my tone. I didn't want to text nothing, so I sent the voice memo. So he sensed that there was a problem, and he called me. He said, yo, bro, we good? Did I do something wrong? Tell me what I did. That's a man who values the friendship.
Right.
I don't want to have any disagreements. I'm fixing this shit right now. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot much more can be fixed if people just try to have an open dialogue with each other. If you care. If you don't care, cool.
If you don't care, yeah.
But if you care, don't crash out, man.
Don't crash out. I just don't understand why people can't ignore people. Like, I have to ignore stuff I won't even say that I have to ignore stuff. I just be ignoring shit because why? Like I said in my post on Instagram, like, y'all don't got nothing better to do in y'all day? Do y'all hate y'all day-to-day?
Roll on by.
Like, do y'all hate y'all day-to-day tasks that much that you just have to spend copious amounts of time on social media going back and forth with people that y'all probably will never meet?
You don't even know. People.
And if y'all ever meet, just you know how many people, it's not many people because I really don't hate people, but if I'm like, oh, bitch, fuck you, it had to be a reason. But do you know how many times there have been people that are on that list for me that it's like, bitch, ain't no nothing. We can't never be.
Facts.
If I see you in person,
I don't
see.
Might be hands and feet.
Not even that. Unless you approach me on some crazy shit. I don't see you. That fruit. You know what I'm talking about? The fruit.
Yeah, I got you.
There have probably been like 3 times that I've seen the fruit. Mm-hmm. And I don't see them though. I deliberately, it's like looking at that wall, like you're just nothing.
That's it.
And it's like, and that's easy.
And
for
you know
what? I don't fuck with you, so I ain't gotta speak to you. And if you come up to me and speak to me, let's not act like we cool because we're not doing that either. I'll just ignore you.
On social media, there's people that have a disdain for my content, but have a need to constantly critique me. So I say to them,
and have a need to still follow you. That's crazy.
What type of energy do you have in your life that you're looking at somebody you don't like? I remember two of my baby mothers didn't get along with each other, but they're constantly checking each other's pages. You don't like this bitch. Why are you looking at her page? That shit is befuddling to me. If I see, there's not a bone in my body that could make me type something that on a person's page that I genuinely don't like. I would much prefer you to go make some content about me and tell the world how much you don't fucking like me. I do it all the time.
You're not even about to know. Like, I'm not even about to give you the satisfaction of thinking that I give a fuck about you.
The people I roast on a daily basis who ends up on my world famous Summer Jam screen are people who actually follow me just to critique me. There's people all day today, and I've had to respond to them, and I gave them my same generic response. I'm unfollowing you, bye. And I say, no need to announce your departure. Just get the fuck out of here and don't come back. You will not be missed.
Like, what do you want me to say to that?
You will not. Oh, please don't unfollow me. I'm like, hey, there's another 190,000 people where you left from. Fuck you.
Right.
I don't care if, and then I look at your page, you got 100 followers, but following 7,000 people.
It just look miserable.
I don't give a shit about you. Some lady today, oh my God, I thought you were one of the smart ones.
Guess I'm dumb today, bitch.
Yeah, and if I met you in person, you would fuck with me. You would love me if I met you in person.
You would want to be around. You would want to kick
You would love my energy. You would love my stand-up.
And then it's like, it's people that be crashing out to the point where they dead or in jail over social media. And it's crazy to me.
It just happened last night in Sanford.
Yeah.
In Sanford, Florida. Rest in peace to the woman who lost her life. Two women got into it, and I don't know the names. Two of them got into it, and I guess they was beefing on social media. One of them pulled up to the other one's house and wound up getting boomed. Got her ass shot and recorded the whole thing. Recorded the pull up.
Both of their asses was recording. So you got Shorty. You got Shorty's girlfriend, the girl who shot the other girl. I think the girl who got shot's name is Lauren.
And was recording it the whole time.
Yeah. So her girl is recording her while they fighting. And she like, beat her ass, bae. Get her, bae. And then the bitch shoots her. And then Shorty's already down. And then you shoot her again. And what? All over some social media shit because you ain't like what Shorty had to say about you?
And that is not staying your ground. That is first degree.
You are 100% going to jail.
Murder.
You cannot claim
You're going to jail. You're going to do it the bare minimum 10, 20 years.
Talking about she came to my house and attacked me. No, baby, that's not what the video shows.
You knew she was coming because you didn't have to come outside.
And you gave her the address.
You could have stayed in the house with the door locked.
That's the crazy thing. You gave her the address.
And you come outside with a firearm.
Allegedly, because I don't know the full story. I'm just going off of what the fuck I saw.
Yeah.
And you come either way, how the fuck do she know where you stay? Unless y'all was cool like that. But it's like y'all be crashing out over social media. Stop being weird, bro. Stop being weird.
It's nasty. It's disgusting. And I'm glad that we're in a better headspace. But, for the most part, I hope Trump does well. And if Kamala would have won, I would have said the same thing. At the end of the day, if your presidential candidate did not win, you by default should want the person. You can't be mad at Trump for the next 4 years. He is your president. So these policies that he's going to implement are going to be beneficial or non-beneficial to you. So you should hope that he does well. Period. I don't give a fuck if you didn't want him to win. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
And it's people that win that we don't want to win every 4 years, B.
Every single time. We don't want them in there.
Since before our inception.
Right, but after that, we all got to come together as Americans. During the campaign trail, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, an independent, a libertarian. But regardless of who wins, that person is for you as an American citizen. And you need to support that person. You don't got to like them. You do it with your boss every day. You hate your fucking boss at work. But you know this motherfucker signed your paycheck, so you got to do your job as an employee. And that's what we are. We're American citizens. We got to do our due diligence. Pay taxes, take care of our people, and hope the president do right by us.
Or go to fuck somewhere else and see how you like it.
Or move. Because I can tell you right now, there's no place in the world I would rather live than America. I'm happy I'm an American citizen. We got the strongest military in the world. We still have our freedoms. Our women can do and say what the fuck they want and be good. Because I'm telling you right now, Kamala Harris wouldn't even been on the ballot in some countries. Ray would have had a motherfucking burqa on talking about some of Ryan. Getting beat up.
And I wouldn't be able to sit on this podcast.
Big facts. Her voice wouldn't have been heard. So be happy about where you at. And all you gays and lesbians, yeah, you too. Y'all already know what's up with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
You got anything else, Ray?
That's it.
So listen, y'all. Kev, get better, man. We'll see you next week. Bring your ass back on the show because we still gonna get into this smoke. I kept it light because you ain't here to defend yourself, but we gonna get into it next week. But till next week, y'all, we will see y'all. This is episode 226 of the All Jokes Aside podcast in the books. See you next week, same time, same blood clot place. Peace.
I finally did it.
You did.